First step, let's represent our code into a DOM tree. How would this look like? Well, here we go. We've seen this before. You should be very familiar with it. We start at our window. We eventually get to our HTML. It splits out into two branches, the head and the body. These are children of the HTML element. The head, as we saw, only has a title and style, and our body has an h1 tag. And we included that script tag, didn't we? Remember, within that script tag, that's where we wrote our JavaScript to add this paragraph to the DOM. So there you go, that's our DOM tree. But what was the next thing we did within our script tag? Do you remember what that was? That's right, we added this paragraph tag. So let me show you what that looks like. There you go, we literally added that paragraph tag.
Yay!
It's good news, right? We've literally added something to the DOM for our very first time, so well done. And I hope you can see it's quite intuitive and it's not that difficult. But I want us to talk about this paragraph tag in a little bit more detail. As you know, this newly created paragraph element is not very useful without any text. In fact, we couldn't see anything displayed on the screen. We only had to inspect the element inspector in order to figure out that our paragraph was actually added to the DOM. The good news though is that we can add text using the textContent property. But how does this textContent property work? How does it look? And how do we see it in action? Let me just quickly jump to the text editor and I'll show you now. You know me by now. I love practical examples, and we've just said that in order to add text to our element, our paragraph element in particular, that we can use this property called textContent. So let's see how it works. Here we are in the code that we literally coded up together. And I want to use this textContent property. How do we do it? Well, the first line of code here within our JavaScript, we can see we've created a new variable called new element. That is our paragraph. So if we access this variable, we can access a property called textContent. And this is what I want to show you. It's literally this easy. And we assign that a value of the content we want to add to our page. In this case, what do we want to do? Well, I want to add a paragraph, and let's just say, or am I a figment of your imagination? And if we save that, boom, we literally have that paragraph in our browser. But that paragraph looks hideous, doesn't it? I can barely read it. So let's just go up into our styles, tag here, and let's start styling this paragraph. Again, we can actually use the same color we used last time. Font size, we can say, I don't know, 36 pixels. We can also change the font family just to be consistent. There's actually a better way to have done all this. Obviously, we could have put it into our body, which would have helped. But anyway, this is just one of many ways we can do it. And let's just make this bold. So we can go font weight, bold. Done. How does that look? So there we go. We've got our paragraph, we've added it to the DOM, and now we've also added text within our paragraph element. I hope it's starting to make sense. Let me make this a bit bigger here, console, just so we can see it. And there we go. We literally created our new paragraph. We then access this property called textContent to add content to the page. I know you know this already. Let's jump back into the lecture. Whew, there we go. You can see it wasn't that difficult. Well done. And as I'm sure you guessed it, the combination of create element and this textContent property has created our complete element node. Super, super exciting. But there's one question I get asked a lot from students, and that is, could we not have used inner HTML instead of that textContent? And the answer is yes, you could have used inner HTML. Remember what I keep saying in this course, that there are many ways to skin a cat. But there are some disadvantages with using inner HTML. Inner HTML expresses your site to possible cross-site scripting, or XXS, because inline JavaScript can be added to an element. In other words, textContent is just safer because it strips out the HTML tag. This is quite technical, so don't worry if you don't understand what cross-site scripting is. You know, that's a topic of another thing in and of itself. For now, just understand you could have used inner HTML. It's just safer to use textContent, which is what we've done. I hope you've learned a ton in this lecture. But as always, we have a long way to go. See you soon.